Welcome to Pisces Tarot, and I am your host, Mimi the Light Seer. Your business is my business. Today, we will dive into your business with a timeless relationship reading, which means it could be platonic, professional, or romantic. In this session, we will explore the overall energy of your reading, obtain cosmic insights to identify the topics, spill the tea on the energies involved, uncover the positives and the negatives while revealing the lessons that you need to learn, and suggest actions for healings and the best possible outcomes. Remember, this is a general reading, and you have found it when this message is needed. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. Remember, I am LGBTQ plus friendly, using pronouns for storytelling purposes. Lastly, please like, rate, subscribe, and comment. Let me know how this message is connecting with you. And without further ado, let's get into your business.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, everybody. What's up to all of my guppies? Listen, I know y'all been looking for me, baby. As you can see, I am brown. I have been outside. I have been living my best life. I've been falling off my bike. That's not funny, y'all. Both me and my son hurt ourselves, but my son's injuries are much worse than mine. But we ain't gonna talk about that right now, okay? Retrograde is retrograding, okay? When I tell y'all Mercury retrograde is doing its thing right now, I am so sick of Mercury retrograde. We got about 8 more days before this thing go back straight, okay? But in the meantime, when I tell you retrograde has been kicking my tail this go round. I don't know about you, but if you've been having Mercury retrograde sending you in circles, I want you just to put the emoji in the chat, all right? Good morning, good morning, good morning to all of my babies. Good morning. Y'all been looking for me, and I am finally here. Listen, y'all, listen. For those of you who don't know me, I am Mimi Lightseer, and over here at Pisces Tarot, your business is my business. And ooh, child, we about to get into somebody's business today. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all. When I tell you, I'm telling y'all. Spirit has pulled up a chair, y'all. We about to dive all the way into somebody's business, and the tea is steeping hot. So again, enough with my rambling. Good morning to all of my guppies, my friends who've been looking for me, wherever y'all coming from in the world today. Hello, hello, hello. And a big old warm feel love to all of my international cousins joining me from all over the world. Listen, if you are new to the Pisces pod, I want you to go ahead and put a star in the chat. And if you are a returning friend, go ahead and put that fish in the chat, because we want to. Mira said, WTF! Listen, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, between TikTok not playing fair in the sandbox and just life issues, I needed to take a break to like regroup. But we ain't gonna talk about that right now. All right, we gonna get into your business. So if you're new to the pod, go ahead and put a star in the chat. If you are returning, go ahead and put the fish in the chat. Welcome to the Soul Circle, everybody. Let's give a warm welcome to all of our new and returning friends over here. Listen, let me get into this agenda so we can get on with it, okay? If you are new, this is how I flow. We're gonna start off with a brief energy cleanse, and then we're gonna go ahead and center ourselves, get ready for these divine insights and downloads. And boy, I got a lot of them because I've been doing nothing but reading. I've been doing nothing but I've been getting my life together, okay? And I got a lot to share. Of course, I always share my experiences with y'all, but nevertheless, we're gonna keep it moving. Then we're gonna jump into the overall energy reading, see what's going on out here, figure out whose business we finna get into. Go ahead and confirm everything of what I have told you with the tarot card readings, and then book in this with some closing thoughts and final guidance from me before we get on up out of this thing. All right. So if y'all ready to get into it, I need you to go ahead and find those brushes, scrub brushes, toothbrushes. Hey Reba, I missed y'all. Listen, I missed y'all too. Go ahead and find those toothbrushes, vacuum cleaners, whatever emojis that clean that you can find real quick, and go ahead and drop them in the chat. Because baby, when I tell you we got, I told y'all retrograde is retrograding. Okay, if that ain't a damn t-shirt by itself, okay. But anyway, if y'all ready to get into it, here we go, y'all. Let's go. All right, y'all. So before we go further, it is very important that we take a minute to ground ourselves. Thank you, Reba, for my super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you, baby. Listen, Before we move forward, let's go ahead and just take a minute to get grounded. We're going to take in a deep breath, hold it, and exhale slowly. We're going to do that 3 times. All right? Here we go. All right, one more, y'all. Listen, y'all. As we get aligned and clear up this energy and open up a space for spirit to come on in, let's cleanse up any remaining stagnant, funky energy with our girl Boo Boo over here. All right? Here we go. Divine Spirit, we invite you into this space. Wrap us in your protection and your guidance. Surround us with your light and your love. Help us to receive clear and accurate messages delivered in the highest good of all those who are involved. May this moment bring insight, clarity, and truth. Thank you. Amen. And I say. All right, y'all. Let's get ready to get into it. Let's get ready to jump right on in. I don't know how y'all summer been, but if it's even anything been like mine, it's been a whole bunch of, But we going to go ahead and we going to get into it. Okay, as a reminder, this is a safe and sacred space. Your honesty, your openness, and your laughter are all appreciated here. Listen, baby, we all been a fool in love, and today just may be your turn. Ain't nobody judging you, okay? When I tell you ain't nobody judging you, we all got some things, okay? All got some things that are going on that is hitting the fan right now, okay? So if y'all ready to get into it, I want y'all to go ahead and drop those cooking emojis, because, honey, here we go. Now, each day before we gather, I always take a minute to stop and tap in with spirit and just see what the energy is moving on, right? And sometimes it's a vision, sometimes it's a download, sometimes it's an earworm. And that's spirit's way of just trying to get our attention, okay? And so today I went out and I rode my bike. I told y'all last week I fell off my bike, hurt my knee, okay? Scraped all my shoulder up. That's a whole different story, y'all. The following day, my son fell, fractured his jaw in 2 places. Frightening experience, okay? But nevertheless, this morning was my first time going back outside and getting on that bike, okay? And this morning when I went out, I wanted to take in, because the energy, as you can see in the background, is very overcast, foggy, very misty outside. And so when I went out on my bike ride and I was out in the nature trails this morning, I just sat there and took a moment to thank God, right? And the reason why I said that is because I know in these times we all live in unprecedented times where things is just hitting the fan left and right. Okay. People got real life problems going on, right? And people are just so on edge that, it don't take much to get you just to pop off. Okay. And I was thinking about like how to really get myself back into that place that I have been all summer of ease and flow, right? And so I recently read a book that was called The Let Them Theory. And if you have not read it, baby, I encourage you to get it, because it talks about friendships, it talks about relationships, it talks about coworkers, it talks about you, and how so many people are carrying offenses and disrespect that really don't belong to you. Okay? It really don't belong to you. And so I say that to say, because a lot of times people try to, it's almost like an entitlement theory, right? Where because someone has expressed a issue to you, they assume that you owe them some type of response, right? And at the end of the day, giving somebody feedback is a nice to have, right? They don't have to. If they've acknowledged your request, if they said what they said or didn't say what they said, right? Let them have their moment. If somebody wants to have a tantrum and behave like a toddler about something that ain't even that serious, address it, back off, and move on with your life, right? Change your energy, right? Don't keep going back and forth with people. And the reason why I'm saying that, and we said that in the beginning of this year, and those that's been rocking with me know we've been saying that. I said it's 4 places we ain't going this year. That's back and forth, up and down, round and round, in and out, right? And I know this mid-year, and I know a lot of y'all like, oh, I forgot about that, Mimi. Yeah, 4 places we said we weren't gonna go. Back and forth, round and round, in and out, up and down. If you want to keep on going back and forth with somebody about whatever your issues are that's got you all tight and all wound up, that's you, right? But I don't owe you anything to accommodate your request. That's nice to have. That's courtesy. I don't have to do it though, right? Because what's affecting you may not be affecting me, but that's my right. You have a right to express yourself and say what you need to say and get it off your chest. I have a right to say I'm not gonna go there with you today, especially if I don't think like if I don't feel like that's that big of a deal. I have a right to not respond. Now, granted, we don't like it. Let's be clear, we don't like it when people don't respond. We think it's cowardly. We think it's, immature. I mean, it's just so many different things, right? But at the end of the day, guess who owns those feelings? You. It ain't them. You see that? And so when I read this book, when I tell you, I was like, oh my gosh. And it's just like it talks about how to deal with friends, how to deal with coworkers, all of those things like that. And with Mercury being in retrograde right now, y'all, now is the time to really address this because a lot of people from your past, a lot of old stuff may be popping up. A lot of things may have been going in and out, just chaotic, right? Now is the time for you to sit back with yourself and reassess whether or not you're going to allow these things that have nothing to do with the price of tea of China to continue to negatively affect who you are today and where you're trying to go tomorrow. Okay. And I'm saying this because in these relationships, you find people that are non-committal, okay, or non-progressive. They keep promising you the world, the moon, and the stars above, and then next thing you know, they back and play. Listen, if you expressed to them folks once before that you want something more serious than what they're offering you and they're not giving it to you, then at that point, it's time for you to say, I said what I said. I meant what I said. I'm standing on business, and I'm going to move around. Stop begging these people to give you something that they don't have to give you. Okay? And when I mean that, I say what I said before. It's outside of their wheelhouse to be in a committed relationship. If they wanted to, they would. Okay? They don't owe you that. They heard you when you said it the first 7,150 times, right? Just like they expressed something to you and you didn't feel like hearing what they had to say and all those things like that. You don't have to keep going back and forth. Y'all get what I'm coming from today? So today, I'm encouraging you to say the buck stops here. We're not doing this no more. We're not going back and forth, in and out, round and round, up and down. You're not going to keep walking in and out of my life, creating chaos and constant confusion and disarray because you're upset that something's not going your way, or I'm upset that something is not going my way. Nobody has to be with somebody. It's a mutual decision and a shared responsibility to be in a relationship with someone and to be mindful and considerate of their feelings and their thoughts and their emotions. That is a huge responsibility. But a lot of times people get into these situations with people and then they expect the sun and the moon and the stars above, but they feel like they don't have to cater to the requirements, which is why a lot of people want their cake and eat it too. Oh, I don't know who we talking to today, but I'm telling y'all, I'm about to get into it right now because we need to figure out who am I talking to today. All right. So maybe somebody needed to hear this reminder. We landed here for a reason, okay? Somebody may have needed some confirmation, and maybe that somebody is you. Maybe you've been up here in your head thinking about it. My ear is over here popping. My ear ain't been popping all day, but now my ear is popping, okay? So I'm telling you, I don't know who this is for, but baby, let's go ahead and get into it because I don't want to be up here for 711 hours trying to tell y'all and catch y'all up on what's been going on all summer, all right? So if y'all ready to get into it, I need to see those tea kettles, because baby, we got to get into it, all right? Here we go. All right, y'all. So let's pour this tea and let's see what Spirit got to say this morning, y'all. Listen. When we're talking about energy, it's important to remember that the universe speaks in a plethora of ways. Sometimes it's through signs, synchronicities, wonders, emotions, patterns, dreams, people, and even silence. Baby, you just got to be still enough to listen, okay? And as we dig deeper into this energy and begin to turn into the people who are potentially involved, yes, we're talking about the both of y'all, okay? So let's stay focused on what resonates with you, okay? Don't try to make something fit you that ain't you. That's like me trying to go in my sunroom and trying to fit his shoes that he can't fit no more. I'm like, dang, I like these and I can't even wear them. It is what it is, all right? So, if y'all ready to get into it, start dropping those overall zodiac signs in the chat. We're going to figure out whose business we're going to get into while I get into this overall energy reading. All right, what is the overall energy reading for today's Spirit? All right. Call of the Muse. Okay. Call of the Muse. All right. Somebody is walking around, just like I said, somebody done had enough. Somebody is walking around here glazing, saying, and doing everything that they need to do, letting you know that at this point in life, they don't care. Somebody has checked out, honey. Okay. Somebody has checked out. Somebody is so proud of themselves right now. Listen, you've been hoping, praying, and wishing, asking for God to give you some guidance, some counsel. You've been looking for all the signs, all the confirmation. You've been seeing it, but you've been confused about it. But baby, when I tell you right now, you walking around here on that thin line. It is a very thin line between love and hate when this comes to this person. But when I tell you right now, somebody is walking here like, baby, I don't give a okay. They don't care no more. All right. So this is the call of the Muse. All right. The call of the Muse. You said what you said. You meant what you said. You don't have this argument for the last time. All right. You don't have this conversation for the last time. You done had this until you blew in the face. And at this point, you just looking at them and you just like, okay. All right. You know? Woo. I don't know who this is for this morning. Somebody is fed up. Okay. Somebody is fed up. You sick and tired of being sick and tired. And at this point, you just like, all right, I'm going to head out. Okay. You may have recently broken off with this person as well, and they are surprised. Let me tell you, this person that we're talking about, they are so used to this toxicity. They are so used to this back and forth with you. They almost have it down to a science. We've talked about this once before about how you got to be careful when you break it off with somebody, and you always take them back even after you've said what you said. Child, when I tell you, this individual that we're talking about here right now, they're shocked that you have not called them. They're shocked that you have not texted them. They didn't even notice at first, but now that they notice, they really noticing, okay? And this is the let them theory. You ain't even read the book and you know it, okay? This is the let them theory. Likewise says, exhausted and done, found deep pics in his phone, and I was in a net. I know that's right, okay? When I tell you, at this point, you said, I said what I said, I meant what I said, and that's that. There has not been any adjustments. There have not been any compromise. Like, you've just been sharing hot air, trying to get this person to understand where you're coming from. They're not incompetent. They knew what you asked them, and it wasn't hard what you was asking them to do. They chose not to give that to you because that's who they are. It has nothing to do with your worth, okay? If that means something to you, I want you to go ahead and put the clapping hand emojis in the chat. Drop them clapping hand emojis in the chat. What is this trying to teach us, Spirit? Fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So what is taking you so long to get to this point is that you've been afraid. You've been afraid to let go. You're afraid to start over. You're afraid of, oh, Lord, here come FedEx, and I hope they keep going. I knew that was about to happen, y'all. Sorry. This is why I don't want to come on in the middle of the day, because we got distractions like that. But anyway, you have been afraid, okay? You have been afraid of letting go of this connection. I feel like you may have been looking at your situation and your circumstances. You have casted aside your confidence. Being with this person, your confidence has definitely gone wayward, okay? for some reason or another, it's like you're looking at yourself like who's going to want me as opposed to who would not want me. Okay? That's really where we need to be. Who does not want me? Why would you not want to be with me? Okay? You need to get your there go my bad girl or there go my, however you talk to yourself. I'm not a fan of women calling themselves the B word, but you need to get that energy back going and look at yourself and be like, why would somebody not want me? Okay. Now, guides of the hidden realms. What messages do you have for us today? It's been a long time coming. Okay. It's been a long time coming. All eyes are open. This is inspired. This is vision. This is clarity, perception, and revelation. Okay. Your eyes has finally been open. Everything that you've been needing to see regarding this situation, you're finally seeing it now. Everything that you've been afraid to acknowledge, you're finally acknowledging it now. All the truth, y'all. All the things that you've been seeing and you've been turning a blind eye to, it's here. Okay, it's here. You've been inspired to finally let go. Okay? It feels like during the last conversation with this person, and it wasn't a conversation, it was really an argument. But I feel like because your position and demeanor was so cool, calm, and collected, it was unexpected for them to see you in that way. That was their first indicator that you had already started to check out, if I'm being honest with you. However, you started getting that inspiration of letting go. Okay, your eyes were wide open, and whatever was said the last time y'all had this conversation about whatever the issue is, we can look at that here in a second, but whatever the issue is, the last time y'all had this conversation, this particular individual said something in that argument that made you realize this ain't gonna never change. Okay, this ain't gonna never change. And when they said it, it was just like, there it go right there. At that point, you came to the realization that this ain't gonna never change. Why am I continuously allowing myself to be played? Okay? Why am I allowing myself to continue to be played? Why am I continuously open up the door for you to walk in with continuous and brutal disrespect? The light bulb finally clicked. The light bulb finally clicked. Okay? If you know what I'm talking about, I want you to put the light bulb down in the chat. What are some signs that this message may be for you? Good morning, Belinda the Bouncer. Everybody, Belinda the Bouncer is in the building. All right, dice. If you are seeing a lot of dices right now, this is about taking chances. Okay? How be it that the dice are connected to the mirror? You're taking chances to move forward and you're not looking forward to looking backwards. Okay? What is behind you is behind you. At this point, you just like, child, please. Please and thank you. Thank you and please. Leave me alone. Don't call me. Don't text. Don't send a letter by pigeon mail. Okay? Don't pop up on my Instagram stories. Stop creating fake, phony profiles on Facebook. Don't be coming on my LinkedIn snooping. You have had it up to your eyeballs with this person, okay? And now you're not having that fear anymore of letting go. What's behind you is behind you. And at this point, you're like, I'm comfortable and I'm confident with moving on. You're taking that chance. They didn't think you was going to do it, but you're doing it. They thought they had you so engulfed in their shenanigans that they felt like you was never going to leave them. Psych they mind. Okay? Thank you for my gift, Belinda. Psych they mind. Okay? You thought that I was going to sit around here and stay around here in this nonsense and deal with your bullshit? How about not? Spirit, what specific message do you have for these individuals in this time? There she go. Where my money, Apple? Where my money? Okay. Siri, ain't nobody talking to you. Okay. Y'all see retrograding? All right. Centered. I hold my center. Okay. Change me, divine beloved, into one who holds my center in all situations, no matter how challenging. Fill me with serenity and calm. Wrap me in your faith. Didn't I tell y'all this is about you learning how to master the let them theory? You want to have a tantrum, you want to have a meltdown, you want to act a fool? Baby, go ahead, do all those things. I'm not going to respond. I don't owe you a response. I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you a second chance. I don't owe you another opportunity. It's nice if I do it. I should operate in forgiveness. And we ain't talking about this happening in the beginning. No, this person has exhausted all of their tickets of forgiveness. You ran out of patience. You ran out of to give. Okay? You tired of their wolf tickets. You tired of their lies. You tired of their false timelines. You tired of the phony promises. You are sick and tired of this person and all of their shenanigans. And I'm telling you right now, at this point, it's up for them. The time is up.
Bumbleclot!
The time is up. Now, I don't know whose business we finna get into, but we about to take some looks at this, okay? If you sick and tired of being sick and tired, as we shift to these personal insights, I want you to put a ticket in there because you tired of their wolf tickets, all right? Drop the tickets in the chat. Y'all, I'm rusty now because I ain't did this in a minute, but we gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. All right, here we go. So, Spirit, give me some insight specifically about the people that we're talking about today. Drop them zodiac signs in the chat because I want to know who business we finna get into. Health. Health issues could arise. Okay, you may have had a health scare dealing with this person. Anxiety is what I'm hearing right now. You may have had extreme. Okay. Not only was you battling depression, extreme crying spells, but you were also facing, Spirit says right now, extreme anxiety, okay? Spirit says that you was dealing with extreme anxiety. Like this person, and when we talk about anxiety, I think there's a lot of misconceptions about what anxiety is and is not. But this person was driving you into deep mounds of depression where you started to withdraw from doing things that you normally would like to do, extreme crying spells, unable to sleep at night, a lot of tossing and turning. Okay, your sleep has been disrupted. Okay, Isabel says, come on, Spirit, I'm trying to tell you. I'm getting cold chills right now. Whomever I'm talking to may also be getting cold chills because you didn't believe in this type of thing. You came across my live or my recording and you didn't believe in such a thing, and now you feel like I'm talking directly to you. So you may be also experiencing cold chills right now. But what I'm trying to tell you is you didn't realize that these were signs of anxiety. Okay, you didn't realize that these were signs of anxiety. But you had extreme anxiety. You've been paranoid about how things may look. You may live with this person. So just trying to figure out like how one of you may be unemployed too, or may have been having financial challenges within the last 6 months, 4 to 6 months. But it feels like you can't afford to really leave on your own. But now you're getting that confidence back to where you're like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I'm moving on. I'm not sitting around here dealing with this. Look, what I just tell y'all, let it go. You're being asked to let go of whatever pain and resentment you've been holding on to. It's hurting you, and you fully can't be present in your life if you hold on to this negativity. Release it and be free. Isn't this what we was talking about? Somebody is walking that fine line and saying, at this point, I'm all out of F's to give. I don't care anymore. All right? You're being encouraged to let it go. Presence also came up. You're being asked to spend more time in the present moment, which talks about us being centered. Okay? Soar. You're also being asked to stop dimming your own light, period. It's time for you to come out the shadows and let your authentic self soar and fly high. And you also got slow down, okay? So I don't know who these messages are for. I'm going to set those aside for right now, but we're going to keep on going, all right? Now, what's the cosmic energy going on here, Spirit? If you know that it's time to let it go, if you know it's been overdue and you just been holding on to that secret hope. And when I'm talking about that secret hope, I'm talking about when you've been holding on deep down in your heart. You've been holding on. You've been ignoring all the red flags. You've been knowing for quite some time that the car was running out of gas. But instead of you stopping to fill it up, you just kept on going, and now you ran out of gas.
What the fuck was that?
What y'all doing? All right. Why is it taking you so long to leave this thing alone? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Inspiration. Second time that has come up today, right? You have been inspired. Inspiration is everywhere. Capture your ideas. We talked about that light bulb moment. There was something that triggered, that kicked off, that inspired you to want to do something different. You may have saw somewhere, and I'm not saying superficial things, but you may have been seeing somebody recently, like on your social circle, they got a friend or a boyfriend or a husband that treats them better, and you was just looking at them like, why don't I get that? Okay. This is something that has been really bothering you. And that is where this has culminated. Okay. This is where you're like, I'm tired of being in this wrangle. I'm tired of dealing with this boondoggle. I am tired of dealing with this foolishness. Enough is enough. Okay. Come on out. Ain't no way I could say it. You've been tired. You've been holding on by a spider web, trying to keep this thing going, only to find out that you're the only one trying to keep it going. When you gonna stop? Now. Yep, now. All right. So what's going on with this? What is going on with this? All right. We got a couple cards came out. Squad, reconciliation, soul tribe, close friends. So right now you may be leveraging a lot of your personal relationships with your friends as you go through this, trying to find some help, some type of support, okay? Also, we got Winding and Dining that came out, talking about courtship, consistently dating, romance, and passion. Didn't I just tell y'all somebody was inspired by seeing the way that somebody else was being treated, and you decided that you were no longer going to allow somebody not treat you that way? Okay, that message is being confirmed. What is the T? Unfazed. I told y'all. You walking away. One of you are walking away just like, You want to act a fool and act like you don't understand English. You want to act like blah, 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 blah. Go ahead. I'm going to let you do you. I'm going to do me. Dodging bullets. Blocking negativity. Escaping crazy people. Protected by haters. Didn't I just tell y'all? We just talked about this. The necessity of letting this go, dodging this bullet, blocking this negativity, getting this mess out of your life, moving on. Okay? Moving on with your life. What lies beneath all of this? Someone, either this is you or this is your person, but one of y'all are really saying, you've been fixated on how you feel like this has not been fair. And I hate to break it to you, sweetheart, but nothing in life is fair. Okay? Nothing in life is fair. 1 minute it's your minute, 1 minute it's your season, the next minute it's not. It's somebody else's turn. Okay. That's the way the world turns. Falling apart, but falling into pieces. Okay. Y'all see this? Y'all listening to the spirit speak this morning? You think your life is falling apart, but it's finally falling into pieces. And spirit is telling you to get your confidence back. Don't be afraid to move around. Don't be afraid to walk away. Don't be afraid to let go. Don't be afraid to get your confidence back in order. You need to do what you need to do because this Mickey Ficky over here has no intentions nor plans but to string you along and waste your good and precious time. Okay? When we look into the broken mirror, what do we see? Hurting, crying, pain, and sorrow. Didn't y'all hear me tell y'all earlier that somebody is crying all night and dealing with depression? Didn't y'all hear me say this? If y'all heard me say that somebody is crying all night dealing with depression and dealing with extreme anxiety, I want you to go ahead and put the ear in the chat because that was the first thing I told y'all when this health card came out. Okay? You've had enough. You've had enough. You have had enough. At this point, you're done for. You're done for. Ain't nothing else that you got to give this person. Somebody listening out there. Hello. All right, what is the true emotion here? They don't give a F. They don't give a F. Somebody's getting direction on how to move on with their life. Somebody may be looking at reading a lot of self-help books, getting therapy, which you need, especially if you're dealing with these forms of depression and anxiety the way that you have been. But you may be getting direction on how to overcome this and leave this alone once and for all. Okay? You've started with the soft skills that you need to do, but there are going to be additional things and actions that are required of you for you to be able to move on. Again, going back to the housing arrangement, okay? That's a part of it. You may not know how to get out of your lease, okay? Maybe getting information on how you can get some support, especially if you're the person who's dealing with financial hardships right now. You know, you may be trying to get some assistance to try to help get you out of this situation, but you're getting direction, okay? You're trying to get clarity on how to get where you need to go, all right? Now, what is blocking this relationship from thriving? Well, we already talked about it. Judgment. Don't be too quick to count someone out. Be open and give them a fair chance. Okay. All right. So at this point, you're full of judgment, and Spirit saying, don't count them out. But we're going to dig into this. Oh, correction. Huh. Spirit just said they didn't think that you were going to be the one to pull the trigger. They counted you out. They thought you was stuck on stupid and parked and dumb. They thought you, baby. They got another one coming, don't they? Because if you sat up here and thought that you was going to continuously disrespect me, make me look like a fool in these streets, drag me around town like I'm a bumper sticker on the back of your car, oh no. You got another thing coming. All right? You got another thing coming. All right? So, Spirit, tell me, is it love in this relationship? Is it really love in this relationship? What is going on? You really know how to make me laugh. Somebody sees somebody as a joke. Somebody sees somebody as a joke. If you know you've been dealing with a clown, go ahead and drop that clown face down in the chat. Mm, mm, mm. All right, y'all. Let's see. Who is person A and person B? Mm, mm, mm. Person A. Person A is the person who's been hurting, dealing with the depression, the anxiety, the grief, the pain, the sorrow. It is affecting their physical health at this point. Okay. Which is also why they're being encouraged to leave this alone. All right. It feels like their life is falling apart, but their life is really falling into place. Okay. And they are at this time looking for help and support and guidance from their close social circle. You know, the same ones that say, I ain't want to tell you so. They're the same ones that's going to help you out and get you through this. Okay. Person B. Person B been walking around here being unfazed, acting like they don't care. They thought that they had you all figured out. Now that you done pulled the plug, okay? Now that you have pulled the plug, they got some type of inspiration. Okay, they may be trying to come back right now because it's Mercury retrograde. They may be trying to pop up and baby please and all that nonsense. Okay, they may be trying to talk to you to figure out how to fix this, how to move forward. Ain't no fixing it. Ain't no reconciliation. We also have I told y'all they don't care, so I'm gonna put this over here with them too. Okay. We also have you really know how to make me laugh. So I feel like they're trying to find a way to wine and dine you, try to swindle you. This person is coming with very heavy narcissistic uh ways, okay? And I know that's like the buzzword of all of 2024 and all of 2025, but I really, really mean it. All right? I really, really mean it. All right, y'all. So I want y'all to go ahead and drop in the chat your zodiac signs because we're about to find out whose business this is. Remember, I do my readings for Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. If I don't call out your elements, it ain't no big deal. Cross watchers, you are welcome here too. All right? We're going to talk about somebody. We're going to talk about you real bad. We're going to zoom in. We're going to get into it. And we're going to listen. We don't judge. And we're going to zoom right on out. All right? So, if y'all ready, the real question is, who business is this? All right, here we go. All right, Spirit, who is person A going through this with? Give me who is person A. Come on, Spirit. Ooh, that was quick. All right, person A. Either you or your person could be a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Where are all of my Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces? If you are a water sign or your person is a water sign, go ahead and drop a water sign down in the chat. You guys are coming through this morning with the Four of Cups. All right, this is meditation. Remember, I told you that thinking, planning, processing, contemplation, apathy, not giving a F anymore. Okay? Reevaluation and being disconnected. Didn't I tell y'all that's how y'all feeling right now? Ain't that what I've been telling y'all this whole time? You done hit the ceiling, you done hit the roof. All right? Now, who is person B? Okay, who is person B? Mm, mm, mm. Okay, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Where are all my air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If you or your person is a air sign, go ahead and put those clouds in the chat. Lovers, you're coming in with major arcana as the lovers, okay? This is love, harmony, relationships, union, partnership, sexuality, passion, values, alignment, deep love, a choice, the strength of two together. Now, remember, the energy can be inverted. So just because I said that person A is this Cancer and person B is this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, it can be the opposite, okay? The energy can be inverted, all right? So you can be person B, came up as a Gemini, feeling more like person A. That's perfectly fine. All right. So I want you to go ahead and put down in the chat. Whose energy are you feeling the most today? Are you feeling like person A or person B? If you feel like person A, I want you to go ahead and drop an A in the chat. And if you are feeling like person B, go ahead and drop that person B in the chat, y'all. Because I want to know. I got a new setup here, y'all, as y'all can see. And I am like so rusty trying to get stuff out. Bear with me. All right. All right, y'all. Now, if y'all ready to get into this, I want you to put those magnifying glasses in the chat. Here we go. All right, y'all. Here we go. Person A. What is person A's present energy? Person A, you fed up. Person A, you're coming in as the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, you're coming in as the Knight of Pentacles in reverse this morning. It's been a lot of dishonesty in this relationship with this person. Your present energy towards them is like, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, you don't trust them. Okay. And that goes back to what I said in the beginning of this reading about how things have left you feeling. Okay. You're at that point now where you're just like, you know what? I just cannot do this anymore. You're at the point where you're disappointed. You're heavily disappointed. And the reason being is that you felt like you had a vision, a connection, a desire. You had a dream affiliated with this person. And for the time to have gone by the way that it has, and this relationship to not have matriculated in the way that it matriculated, okay? The way that it has sat here and just went sour, the relationship has decayed, okay? And this has been very heartbreaking. This has been very damaging. This has been very upsetting to you because you didn't really see it. Like I mentioned to you guys early on that this person was very narcissistic, okay? This person, when you first met them, everything was everything, okay? When you first met them, this person was so kind, so considerate, so loving, so endearing. They would take you out. They would do everything, any and everything to make you really thought in the beginning that this person was the one for you. Only to find out it was a facade. It was fugazi. You had no idea that you were welcoming and walking into a prolonged poop fest, if you will. Let me get my cards and see how long it's been going on. Let's see, how long has this been going on? Spirit, how long has this been going on for these individuals? See, I got time today. I ain't got nowhere to go. I ain't got nothing to do. That's another reason why I haven't been going live. Schedule changes. Just trying to figure it all out. But this ain't about me. This is about you. Make sure you follow me on YT, okay? And join the community. You can book an appointment for a reading at PiscesTarot.com. PiscesTarot.com. All right. How long has this been going on, Spirit? Okay, within 2 years. Okay, you have probably been with this person a little bit longer, but the last 2 years have been exceptionally turbulent. All right, so within the last 2 years, we have been dealing with this nonsense, and I got to get these cameras back right, y'all. So I apologize if everything ain't straight corporaesthetic. Y'all know like this, it gets on my nerves. I'll figure this out later, okay? But within the last 2 years, all right. Now, person B. Person B may be a jokester. They may be a very unserious person. I feel like person B is a very lighthearted person. They like to laugh. They like to, very sarcastic. Like they're full of humor, okay? And it feels like whatever person B's energy has been on, they've just been unserious. Part of the reason why they're like, I just don't care. I don't give a F, right? And it's been very irresponsible, if we're being honest, because you've communicated things that were very sensitive and precious to you. And they have yet to realize that you were honest. You were being sincere. You were being direct. You were not misleading them. Like you were trying to be open and mature and have a honest conversation with them, only for this Mickey Ficky to look at you and just think that everything was a joke and it was a game, which is part of the reason why you're frustrated and irritated the way that you are, to where you just like, you know what, I'm cool on this. You just got to that point. So as you sit there, look back and reflect, you have finally acknowledged that you've been dealing with a clown. You love them, but they still a clown. What needs that you've articulated to them, they have no interest nor desire in being collaborative and being a cohesive relationship. It's beyond their wheelhouse. Okay? It's beyond their wheelhouse. Their current energy right now is coming in as a 5 of Pentacles. They're pretty shitty right now that you left them out in the cold. Okay? They didn't see this coming. They did not see this coming at all. Baby, this folks mad, okay? These folks mad. Let me get my pointer. Baby, whomever this person is that you just left off, you tired of them lying to you? You tired of them being deceitful? You tired of them betraying you? They got you over here mentally sick and shut in. This person has pushed you to this point. They pushed you to this point. And now they wondering why they can't try to window you back in. They are so manipulative and so self-serving. They acting like they don't care. But then when you don't give them the time and the attention that they're looking for, now they want to come in acting like you the one for them and that they want to marry you tomorrow. Child, this person is being very manipulative and misleading in how they're doing their thing, okay? Because they have no interest or desire. They want this. Come through, spirit, okay? They want the likes of you. They want the comfort of you. They want the presentation and the idea of you. They don't want to be responsible for having to manage you. They don't want to have to be responsible for taking care of your mental health, your physical space and health and everything. Relationships are a responsibility. Okay? It's no different than the love that you have for yourself. Sovereign Universe says, they brought it on their own selves. It's been years. No, I'm trying to tell you. They pushed you to this point. Okay? They pushed you to this point. They thought you was playing the last time when you said this enough is enough.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Remember when I told you somebody may be having job issues or money issues? Okay? This person is also the one who's dealing with money issues right now. Okay? So they thought that you would never do this. I go back to this Judgment card. They want to pop off at the mouth and act like you ain't got nothing to offer them. They want to come at you acting crazy, you know. And when I say acting crazy, I mean acting like they don't care. Baby, the time ticked out. Okay? The time done ticked out. The time done ran out. The skit done hit the fan. The time done ran out. And they can't believe that you did what you did. They can't believe that you did what you did. The door has closed. And instead of them recognizing, realizing, and accepting that they slammed the door shut, they want to sit around here and be manipulative and be conniving and be like, oh, I don't understand. I'm just throwing a name out here. If your name is Jennifer, I ain't trying to call you out, but I might be talking about you. I don't understand why Jennifer tripping. Oh, you slammed the door. You slammed the door when you stop being responsive, when you stop being considerate, when you stopped having communication and being thoughtful. You got kids. One of y'all got kids already. They've been unhelpful. Like, you got enough on your plate. You don't need this. What's favorable about this situation, Spirit? I pulled 2 cards, so I'm going to go ahead and read it. We got the 6 of Wands in reverse and the Queens of Cups. You got tired, okay, of feeling like you were not being successful. You were giving them all the love, all the kindness, all the compassion. You gave them everything that you can give them from an emotional standpoint. And this mother trucker over here just didn't get, baby, the lights was on, but wasn't nobody home. Okay? The lights was on, but wasn't nobody home. The mall was open, but wasn't nobody shopping. Reba said he got 6 kids and 5 baby mamas. I'm trying to tell you. This person is so irresponsible. What's favorable about this situation, Spirit? The 8 of Cups. You done had enough, baby. You said, I don't give a damn. I don't care if you my baby daddy, baby mama. We out. We ain't got time for this. I wouldn't be surprised if this person had a child with somebody else while y'all been together either. That's how reckless this person is. So, you know, I don't like saying things in this way because I don't want to be offensive. But at this point, for the story and all intents and purposes of what we talking about here today, you're broke. You're living it with me. You got 8.5 baby mamas. You a joke. Like, what are we talking about? BB says my life for real. I'm sorry, BB. Make sure you come back, honey. Don't let me run you off. All right? You walking away. You like, enough is enough. I have had enough. Didn't I tell y'all? Y'all done finally woke up. You finally woke up. You sitting over here looking like, did I really just seem to think that this was going to be forever?
Forever, ever.
Let's be honest. You finally woke up and smelled the coffee. You finally woke up and realized that this whole time that you've been wanting for this person to be somebody that they not, it was only because you was and or that's it. Beyond there was nothing left.
Bruh.
They supposed to be taking care of you, providing for you, collaborating with you, being a partner with you, encouraging you. And all they could do was sit around here on your couch, suck up your energy. Can't put a grocery in the refrigerator, but want to stay on the Xbox, PlayStation, trying to get their life together. child, let me. What's consequential or problematic about this situation? If you know who I'm talking about, I want you just to put the little magnifying glass or the looking eyes in the chat. If you know who I'm talking about, come on, let's call them out. Just put the. What's consequential about this? It's stagnant. It's stagnant. Ain't been doing nothing. Ain't been going nowhere. Had no intentions, no motives. This person strung you along intentionally. Now I got to get some more cards because I want to know, why have they been stringing you along? Spirit, tell me, why have they been stringing this person along? It's been a communication that it's been an ongoing conversation, I should say. And every time y'all have these, I told y'all this an hour ago. This person has been sitting up here stringing you along the whole time. Every time y'all had this conversation about what their plans, what their goals are, you know, where do they see themselves in the next 2 years, and how does this apply to you? And all of those good doggone raggedy ass questions that you just keep asking them. This Mickey Ficky right here just keep giving you they keep spoon feeding you lies.
All a bunch of bullshit.
And because you wanted it, you kept going for it. Well, we got the Lovers in reverse, y'all. That reiterates the stagnicity. Okay? That reiterates the stagnicity. They were afraid, okay? They were afraid of having to be mature. It was too much pressure for them. They were afraid of commitment. They're afraid of growing up. I don't know how many ways to tell it, but you gotta grow up.
Bruh.
Like, why are we doing this? What are we talking about here? You're 40-something years old acting like you're 22.
Bruh, look at this dude.
We got the Page of Wands. Okay? They were scared to grow up. They were scared to move forward, and they didn't know how to tell you this. They didn't know how to tell you this. They didn't have the desire to have that conversation because they knew if they had to tell you the truth, y'all, they would have lost you. Yep. And it can't make it up. I said if they had to tell you the truth, they would have lost you. They would have left you real disappointed with the Sun card in reverse. And you sitting around here holding on to this dead weight. Reba says on YouTube, I tried staying too long, but I'm thankful. I walked away and I'm feeling better. As time passes, I can't go back. He's 45 and still trying to be a player. Baby, I'm trying to tell you, this ain't living. This ain't living. This ain't cool. You giving all of your good and precious time to somebody who can't even take you serious. Okay? It's horrible. It's horrible. Lovely Boot says, are we all sharing the same man? Girl, probably. Especially if you live in Atlanta. 20 different women got one man. All on Instagram talking about y'all. Let me shut up. All right. What is this trying to teach you? The Two of Wands. Okay? The Two of Wands. Baby, this is trying to teach you. Okay? You got to know how to make a decision and know how to hold your own. When your mind is made up, okay? You got to make a decision. When your mind is made up, don't be afraid to move around. Don't be afraid to let go. You've been knowing for quite some time. Let me ask the question. Why was you scared to leave this person alone? Spirit, why was person A afraid to leave this person alone? Y'all hear my dog snoring on the couch? She be acting like she done worked a whole 18-hour shift. They ain't did nothing. Why was this person scared to leave this person alone? Why was person A afraid to leave person B alone? Hey, boo. Hey, I know, y'all. I got to get my life together. Okay, the Five of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Knight of Pentacles. This was conflicting all along. You thought, person A, you thought you was going to be able to change this person. You thought they was going to be able to choose you. You didn't think that they was going to ever stab you in the back like this. You've been knowing in your heart of hearts the whole time that nothing about this situation was going to change. Why was you trying to prove a point, and who was you trying to prove a point to? Did you get with this person while they still had somebody else? Because we got the Knight of Pentacles again. Yeah. You thought that if you got with this person, see, this is backfiring on you. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you thought that if you got with this person, you thought that they was going to never leave you. You thought that you had, oh, listen, I hope you ain't do no spell trying to get this person to stay with you. You thought that if you got with them, they was going to never leave you alone. Child, this is nasty. Spirit, was this a third party situation? Was this a third party situation when when person A met person B? Were they a third party person? See, I got time today, y'all. We getting messy. Was this a third party situation? Because I feel like it was. Huh. Whoop. There it is. There it is. I got the Strength card. Didn't I tell y'all? I got the Strength card. I got the Hangman in reverse. And the Ace of Cups. Okay? Was this a third party situation? Absolutely. Now, you may not have known. See, Reba says here he was still with his baby mama. Yeah. She said both of us was out of fresh out of a relationship. Okay? So, let me tell you. You thought you won. Now, let me clarify this, because I ain't trying to make nobody sound no type of way, and please don't take it this way, okay? You came into this in the middle of a conflicting situation that was already pre-existing. You kind of knew that this person, what they was about. It wasn't like you met this person straight off the street and y'all got into this and then this is what happened. No. You had a knowing about what this person was about, what type of time they was on. You kind of knew. You kind of knew. Okay? But you thought that if you won, which you felt like you did when they finally came your way, okay? You thought you won. You was being impulsive. You was being irrational. This was a major life decision. You wasted a lot of time dealing with this person. You probably started dealing with this person during a retrograde as well. Okay, which is likely why all the shit is hitting the fan now with this person now. But I'm saying all that to say, because you thought you won something. You thought that you won when you got this person. You thought that you won. So now you done effed around and found out. Now you mad because you ain't went nowhere. You ain't did nothing. They ain't brought you no offer. They ain't did nothing. So what is this trying to teach you? When you know better, you got to do better. That's what this is trying to teach you. You know better. You know better. And then you thought that they was going to do something different because it was you. Why so many of us be thinking we got the Midas touch? Let's be honest with ourselves. And that's what that lady was talking about in that book, Mel Robbins, and that Let Them Theory. Y'all need to read it. Y'all know I'm always recommending a book. Y'all need to read it because she talked about how scientifically everybody thinks that they're the exception to the norm. You thought that they was going to do this to them, but they wouldn't do it to you, child. Please, they doing the same thing to you they was doing to them. Except for they stringing you along, and it's 10 times worse because this is part karma coming back on you. Love you, but just telling you the truth. You've been knowing it was time to move on around. Get on down. What is this trying to, excuse me, what do you need to do to heal? Yep, that was fast. It's time for you to take your new beginning. Didn't I tell y'all in the beginning of this reading, you're moving on, you're walking on, you're getting your confidence back, you're getting your life together? This is about you changing and saying enough is enough. I've been playing with fire for way too long. Why am I sitting around here acting like I don't understand what's going on? I have no points to prove. I have nothing else to give you. It's time for me to move on. This situation is dead in the water. What do you need to do? Strength card again. Spirit is trying to make you a better person. Okay? Strength is trying to make you a better person. Be loyal to yourself. Be faithful to yourself. Be honest with yourself. When we talk about major arcana, you have 3 buckets in tarot. The first are things that change you and make you a better person on the inside, change the way you think. The next bucket, things that make you show up stronger, make you a better person, and how people outside start to see you. And then the last bucket is overall transformation. You needed to go through this so that you can learn that you're not the exception to the rule. There are some spiritual laws. Let me course correct. Scratch that. Spiritual laws apply to everyone, regardless of who you are, regardless of who you think you are, regardless of how much, and I'm going to say this loosely so don't get mad at me, witchcraft you think you can do to control the narrative. Spiritual laws still apply to you. You can put spells on people. You can do all the things you want to do. Guess what? They still apply to you. You're not the exception to the rule. Love you, but I needed to tell you that. At the bottom of the deck, we got the Page of Swords. You still feel like you got a lot that you need to say to this person. You ain't got nothing to say. You want them to come back and say something to you. Matter of fact, they got a lot that they want to say to you. They walk around here acting like they don't care, acting like they ain't missing nothing, please. They can't sleep at night. They can't sleep at night. I'm going to be honest with you. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you ain't necessarily innocent in this, but this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, they acting like they unbothered. They're bothered. They're bothered. They're bothered because their conscience is bothering them. See, I told you it's Mercury retrograde. Their thoughts are rushing them. All the things that they could have, should have, would have said, they need to. All them prayers and wishes that you had for God to show up.
God did.
Showing up in the middle of the night. Okay? Showing up in the middle of the night. So now what, Spirit? What is the next step for this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius to take? What do they need to do next, Spirit? The Four of Swords in reverse. It's time for you to wake up and smell the coffee. You already started to wake up. But now you're starting to realize your worst fears have come true, which goes back to this fear card here, okay? You're confronting all of these negative feelings and emotions that you were scared to tap into. It's here. But again, this is only going to make you a better person. You need to understand about yourself. Why did you make these decisions to do the things that you did? Why did you make the decision to move in with this person? What was it about this person that made you feel like you just had to have them?
I need it!
You felt like you needed it. Like you just had to have it. Why is that? What is that about you? Let me rephrase. What is this teaching you about your unresolved issues and healing and trauma from your childhood and or your preteen years, teenage years? Okay? This is going back to something in your adolescence specifically that you're being asked to address. Okay? The Page of Wands in reverse. You have not been wanting to deal with this for quite some time. You feel like the person who goes from relationship to relationship to relationship, you avoid being alone.
How you doing?
You don't like being alone. Because when you're alone, that forces you to face the issues that you're trying not to deal with and try not to resolve. Now you got to. Now you got to. This is only going to make you bigger. This is only going to make you stronger. This is only going to give you something to look forward to. The empowerment that is coming from this is going to be so surreal, because this is going to get you to better understand your worth. See, you didn't think that you were worthy of the love, adoration, and respect that you deserve. You didn't have those examples. No one told you what love looks like. No one told you how love should feel. No one told you these things. So now that this is breaking up and breaking apart, you're finally ready to do the work that you need to do. You're finally ready. This is going to help you get your happiness back. Told you. Your happiness is coming back. As soon as you process all of this nonsense with this person, I feel like you're going to be more of the type of person, your friends, the squad, the reconciliation, the soul tribe that we talked about. They're going to start coming back around you. Your happiness is going to be contagious. And every time this person tries to reach out to you, tries to get your attention, you're going to be laughing at them. Because you've mastered your healing. And your healing is not just going to be a one-time thing. That healing is going to be a reoccurring thing. Healing is not a one-time effort. I don't know why people always talk about, I'm healed. I'm healed. No, you ain't. Because the minute that you triggered, you're going to relapse and go do the same dumb stuff again.
Hold up.
Let's be honest. Let's talk about it. but you feel like everything is unfair. The way that things are coming out, the way that things are happening, you feel like it's unfair. But really, it's fair. When you got into this mess, you shouldn't have been there in the first place. You put yourself in a situation with somebody that you should have never been with to begin with. And now that you here, this is the outcome. This is the result. So let me ask you this question, and let's be honest. We all over here at Auntie House in the living room on a Saturday. Tell the truth, shame the devil. What feeling or emotion do you feel like you really need to process right now in order for you to recognize and accept that you may have made a mistake, hold yourself accountable, but be able to learn from this and release it and move on? What does that look like for you? How does that feel in this moment? I want you to think about that, and I want you to write it down in the chat. So the question then becomes, what do you need to do to really prepare yourself to move on, and how do you do that? So if y'all ready to get some notes, get your paper, pen, and notebook emojis and drop them down in the chat, because we're about to find out. Now that you're working on yourself, now that you're working on your inward healing so you can stop attracting these bozo clowns, what does that look like, and what do you need to do? What may happen next? All right? Here we go. All right, y'all, as we respectfully get ready to step out of this business and land at a potential final outcome. I say potential because remember, okay, I can't predict free will no more than you do. But Spirit always shows us the path. It's up to us to decide whether or not to take it. All right? So here we go. Now that this person has started to focus on themselves, now that this person has started to work on themselves, a lot of you are saying, no more settling. I know my self-worth. I'm not an option. I'm a choice. That's a good one. Fortitude says, not trusting myself. Lovely says, betrayal of self. Acceptance first. Yeah. Like, I mean, really think about it. And it don't even have to be necessarily this relationship. When you look at all the relationships in your past and you see all the bad decisions and poor choices that you made, that's why I say you got to give yourself some grace. Don't nobody have all this figured out. You know, nobody has this figured out. We all having a human experience. Just because you got the man or the prize don't mean you winning. I don't know who this is for. Spirit said, be careful about the prize that you won. Woo! Listen. I'm going to turn my back on that one. Six of Swords. Once you get the momentum of leaving this person alone, baby, you're going to leave this person alone and you're going to leave them for good. You're going to leave them in the dust. As you should. As you should. You finally made up your mind. You ain't doing this no more.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah. You're going to finally leave this person behind. Ain't nothing else they can do for you. Ain't nothing else they can offer you. Ain't nothing else. Nothing else. Ain't nothing else to be said. You don't owe them nothing. You're going to get to the point where you walking down the street and you just going to be like,
To say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
Okay? And good for you. You earned it. You've earned it. You have earned it. Woo! This is going to blow up. It's going to blow up fast. And you're not going to even see it coming. It's going to be disastrous. Once you walk away and leave this person alone, they ain't see this coming. And I told you that. They tried to count you out to begin with. But this is what they get for not thinking that you had choices. You got choices. We all got choices. We all got options. They might not just be what you want, but we got things to pick from. But this is going to mess them up. And the impact of said activity is also going to have a negative consequence on you. Yeah. With this 5 of Wands, a lot of conflict. And we got the High Priestess again. So your intuition is going to be talking to you. Now, the question is, what is going to happen? Let's dig into that. What is going to happen when you leave them alone, when you get happy in your space and you finally make your mind to leave them alone? What is this about? What are these 3 cards about? Now, initially, my gut reaction is there's going to be something exposed. Okay, there's going to be an explosion, an unraveling. Spirit says the way that you got him is going to be amplified. That's the first thing. That's going to come out. Spirit also says what's going to also come out is there are other infidelities that they have had. So remember I mentioned casually, maybe like about 45 minutes ago, that this person may have had a baby on you. That truth may come out as well. Spirit, let's talk. What's going on with this tower? What brings forth this tower moment in chaos? Three cards just came out automatically. The first card is the Star card in reverse. Okay. The second card, oh, God. Y'all, the second card is the Tower. Okay. And the Magician in reverse. All 3 of these are major arcana. So I clarified the Tower card with more major arcana with another Tower. Okay, so I still didn't get my question answered. Aside from you feeling lost and disappointed, this is going to f you up. Woo! You thought you was in a space of being happy and you thought you weren't going to be bothered. Child, please. This is still going to bother you. And remember early on I said that this person is very manipulative. Whatever this is, whatever this controversy and chaos is, they're going to be still using this to try to manipulate you. What is the issue? What is coming out? What information is coming out? Spirit, tell me, what is this Tower about? The manipulation, the lies, the deceit. Okay, we know all that. Siri, I'm not talking to you. Spirit, what is this Tower about? The choices that were being made with the 7 of Cups, the decisions that were being made. Okay? The infidelity. I rest my case. I rest my case. The infidelity here with this Empress in reverse. Somebody had a baby somewhere, y'all. There was an infidelity and somebody had a baby. Not somebody, they had a baby. The other piece of it is, and that is crushing, devastating with that Sun card. Oh, Lord, I feel like you know the person too. That's where this fight coming from. And that's why the Empress card is there. I feel like you know them. Shut the front door. Ooh, didn't I just tell y'all that somebody, didn't I just say that? With the Seven of Pentacles. But look at it, baby. Look at it. Somebody is pregnant, waiting on a baby to come. I'm done. I'm done. Shut the front door. Shut the front door. Close the blinds. Baby. All I can tell you on this note is good night. Woo. Child, look at here. I don't even know what to say. How y'all feeling out there? Let me know. What are your thoughts right now? Like, how are you really, truly feeling right now? Because this is explosive. This is kind of explosive. I told y'all this earlier in this reading. If you don't believe me, go back and listen to it again from the very beginning. But it's coming out here. Who's that running down the street with their dog? Oh, hey, boo. Ebony says, I'm over the games. I'll be ghosting. As you should. But I don't feel like these revelations, I feel like this is going to be just further truth solidifying why you should have left them alone a long time ago, honestly. I'm just clearing space. And because remember, the dodging bullets came out. Okay, blocking negativity. Okay, escaping crazy people, protected by haters. Remember that came out as well. But I'm just creating space here, all right? Now, angels, what words of advice do you have for this Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio dealing with this Gemini, Libra, Aquarius? I hate this. I hate this for you. But as I said, this was a necessary evil. You needed to go through this so that you can fall into peace with yourself. Let it go. Find out who you really are, because this ain't it. So whether or not you make the decision to do so, staying in this is just going to drive you crazy. Here it is again. Deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Okay? I told you, deception. Romeo and Juliet, what words of advice do you have for the people who are hearing this reading? And as I'm looking at this, y'all see it's the third person here. Look at this card real closely. Not only is it a third person there, but y'all see that baby playing Cupid? Looking like she done walked up and caught that man in the heat of the night, in the thick of the emotion. Fall in love, enchanting love, okay? So remember I told you once you leave this situation alone and you move on and you start getting happy, okay? In the future, you could find somebody that is actually going to be worth your while and investment, but you got to work on yourself first. And I know that that is so cliche, but it's truthful. Okay? You got to work on yourself first. This is so crazy, y'all. I don't even know what half my cards at. Like, I'm organized, I'm clean, but I ain't touched these things in a month of Sundays. I don't know what's going on. Ooh, Lord, y'all, I'm rusty, but I'm back. All right, I'm back. All right, what's the timing for all of this? What is the timing for all of this? I can't. That's too many times. Spirit. All right. It is a soap opera, lovely bot. Boot. But a lot of people's lives, if we're really being honest, a lot of us are living these dilemmas, these dramas. It's worth the time, okay? So it's worth this blowing up, but when is this going to blow up? Give me specifics. It's worth the time. When can we expect this tower? Let me be specific, okay? 9 months from now. What's 9 months from now? This is August. Oh, shut the front door. The baby will be born 9 months from now. Or, no, let me rephrase. 9 months from now, there will be evidence of said child that may be born on the 28th of the month. What's 9 months from now? What is 9 months from now? Likewise says, damn shame that a lot of people just can't stay loyal to one person. They can't. What's 9 months from now? Let me look this up. What is 9 months from today? Around May of 2026. Okay. So they could be born at the end of April. Okay. Which is interesting, y'all, because look at this. We got Earth in the background. Y'all see that? So what this baby that we're talking about is going to be an Earth sign. Okay. So when is, okay, so that's the tower moment. But when is this fully falling apart? When is this situation going to be done? She Smoking said July. Hey, boo. Lovely said April. And she said May. April 18th. Yep. Wow. This is going to be worth your while. That was the first thing that came out. It's going to be worth your while. Child. This is a mess. Hey, boo. Hey, this is a mess. I don't even know what else to say. What else can I say to encourage y'all? I mean, honestly, I'm not judging you. Y'all know I ain't judging y'all. I'm just telling you what the cards and what the energy is saying. But let's be honest. Let's take a time to reflect. If this reading is resonating with you, take time to reflect. How does this make you feel? Did this come out the way that you thought it was? How is this making you feel? Does this bring you excitement? Does this bring you relief? Is this confirmation? Like, what do you think this is? All right. And I want you to embrace this and realize that this is your chance to choose growth over fear and alignment and peace over confusion. Anytime you are with somebody in a relationship and they're bringing you immense confusion like this, they don't like you. And when I say they don't like you, I'm not talking about that surface level like. I'm talking about they don't like you enough to want to be with you. They're making their choices. Someone who wants to be with you, they're clear, they're consistent, they're considerate, they're communicative. They're not just here for the games. Okay? They're just not. And not that I'm shaming you for entering this in this way, but I am bringing it back to your attention of that old saying of how you get them is how you lose them. I say it all the time. Air signs and water signs don't belong together anyway. Two different vibes. But it's a weird fixation and attraction between the two that continuously attracts you to one another. And what that is, I have no idea. But it's two different, granted, what I'm saying is very surface. Okay, so please, what I'm saying is very surface. So, hold on, y'all. Hey, excuse me. I'm on my live. Leave this people. Hey, Stella. Excuse me. Hey. Sorry, y'all. She out here barking at the people walking down the street. But I done lost my train of thought. What was I about to say to y'all? I done lost my train of thought. This is an opportunity for you to really hone in and work on yourself. Check in with yourself. Look at yourself. Evaluate yourself. Evaluate your life. What it is that your dreams and your goals and your aspirations really truly are. Refocus. Get reacclimated. Start allowing yourself to renew, right? Because you've had somebody pulling at your energy for so long that you lost yourself. Granted, you was already lost before you got with them, but this was a situation where you had the blind leading the blind. And you put too much trust in this person knowing that they were incapable and unable and unwilling to give you what you really and truly deserve. You didn't want to accept that. So you kept putting all your effort and energy into holding on to a person who they were a taker. They was going to tell you whatever they wanted to tell you. But they had no intentions on delivering. And that's the bigger lesson. When do you say check please when you realize that somebody's not giving you their best? And why do you continue to settle when you see that they're not willing to compromise? When somebody wants you, they're going to be willing to compromise. And there is a stark difference between acceptance and tolerance. And you have accepted and tolerated this for way too long. That's what this retrograde is about for you. Letting go. We are in the month of the month of August. This is about renewal, alignment, and abundance. August is a beautiful month. Take advantage. Set your intentions. This new moon is coming up. Let me look it up so I can give you accurate information. I'm going to it now. We're at the first quarter moon. This new moon. Let me go back. I don't have time for this right now. I'm trying to look. Here we go. Full moons. No. Lord help me, Jesus. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I told y'all I'm rusty. I ain't got time for this. But my point is, get ready for this new moon. Get ready to set your intentions. Somebody find it, put down in chat, share it with your people. All right? But get ready this month to reset and let go and be happy with who you are. And don't be afraid to be alone. That's the bigger takeaway. Okay? I know that ain't what nobody want to hear. Don't nobody ever want to be alone. But it's better to be by yourself than to be with somebody who is pulling you down. Hey, Temptress. I told y'all, give me to August. I'll be back. I needed a break. All right. So, anyway, with that note, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to Pisces Tarot with me, your girl, Mimi Lightseer. If today's reading moved you or helped you in any way, or even called you out with love, don't forget to subscribe. Go ahead and give me that thumbs up, y'all. Tell me what resonated with y'all in the chat, and let's talk about it. Okay? Remember, this reading is timeless. Even though I'm giving you timelines, you might find this reading next year. Okay? It don't matter. When it's for you, it's for you. Okay? Take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. All right? Come back to it whenever you need a little bit of guidance or perspective or a little bit of a spiritual reset. Now, I know that y'all were talking in the chat. Thank you, Belinda. August 9th is the next new moon. Thank you. So that's next week. Perfect timing. It's going to be in the middle of retrograde, too. So that's a really good opportunity to do this cleaning that we've been talking about. Now, if you want to do a one-on-one reading with me, I'm currently booking at PiscesTarot.com, PiscesTarot.com. Don't be shy. Spirit may have something a little bit more personal just for you, okay? As a disclaimer, part of the reason why I took a step away is because I'm tired of these fake phony frauds in YouTube TikTok not doing anything about it. Listen, I will never solicit you for a reading, okay? I would never solicit you for a reading. If you want to do a reading with me, you need to go to my website and book it there, okay? Please note that bookings are secure based upon availability only at PiscesTarot.com. The link is in my bio, okay? Always ensure that you're communicating with official channels to avoid potential scams. To my new subscribers, welcome to the pod. And to my returning guppies, I have missed y'all. Oh my God, I have missed y'all. And I know y'all been cussing me out in my inbox and everything like that, but I promise you I'm back. Also, some of you noticed that I do go live in the middle of the night. I've had some schedule changes to happen, so I may or may not be able to do the readings in the middle of the night. I'm still playing around with the timings, so make sure that you have your notifications turned on. If you missed it, you can always go back and watch the reading on YouTube, okay? But thank you to everyone who has gifted me not only your time, your talents, but your treasures. I want to say thank you to you, because trust me being here with you, I do have to pay to be here, okay? So I do appreciate it, all right? I do appreciate it. I have to pay software costs and different things like that, internet bill, all of the above. You know what I'm saying? But I take that on the L because I believe in what I got to say to you. And I believe in the work that we're doing together. And I've gotten feedback and updates. So, please don't hesitate to follow up and let me know, because y'all be telling me stuff, all right? Now, here's the final word for today, okay? Everyone is fighting a battle that you cannot see. So be kind, patient, and gentle with others as much as you are with yourself. How people treat you is not your business, but how you respond is. That is where your power lies. So remember to leave a little bit of love everywhere you go today, and I will see you next time. Bye.